Looks like Arsenal has not put down guns that they've been pointing at Leicester to see to it that they pursue the signing of Yuri Tielemans to the Emirates. Then Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Ramsdale are back in training, but we have been given an update why Tomiyasu has not yet returned, and obviously Reece Nelson has lots of things to say about Bukayo Saka, one of the most exciting young talents in England and in the entire Premier League. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Rokani David is my name. Don't forget to go in the right bottom corner and smash that black button, and after hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto our channel. Obviously that you've been watching for a very long time, and we are on our roadmap to hit how many subscribers? That is 9,000 subscribers. So keep it a point. Rokani Media Football and Rokani David is my name. And without further ado, allow me dive into this first story of our last podcast of the day. It's coming in from Barca Universal, reporting things that are concerning Barcelona, telling us that Sports reports, Arsenal are prepared to offer Leicester City around £20 million for midfielder Yuri Tielemans in the January transfer window. The 25-year-old is out of contract at the end of the season. That's it. Now, why is Barca Universal so much concerned about what is being reported about Yuri Tielemans? It has been told to us by Managing Barca, another channel that really gives us news coming in from Barcelona, that Barcelona are eyeing Yuri Tielemans to go on and sign him. You see, Barcelona would have gone in for other better players that are really young or really famous, but the problem is they don't have money. That's why they lost Endrick to Real Madrid. They would have gone ahead to put in a battle for Endrick, but they need to pay 65 million euros for a player that is 16 years of age who would come to play for them in the next 2 years. Yet Barcelona need an immediate result from the players they are really signing under their manager Xavi. So Xavi had went ahead to see to it that he convinces Tielemans to join Barcelona, but Tielemans said, no, I'm not joining Barcelona. I want to go to Arsenal. Now, reports are telling us that Arsenal are prepared to pay around £20 million for Yuri Tielemans. I really see this as too much. For a player who is left with just 6 months to go out from the club and go out on a free, I don't believe Arsenal is going to go out and cough £20 million. If in the summer Arsenal we are going to cough £25 million and Leicester say they wanted 35 or 40, how could Arsenal go ahead and really offer the same amount of money they were offering to a player who was left with 1 year on his contract in the summer? Yet he's left now with 6 months, and now they're offering the same amount of money. That's out. I don't really find this credible. But it does not deny the interest or the genuine interest that Arsenal has in signing Yuri Tielemans. I know Mikel Arteta would die to sign Yuri Tielemans. He knows how much he is important for his squad. And secondly, he is a replacement or a backup for Granit Xhaka. And obviously, on any day, if you ask me about Tielemans, I'll go in and say I go with Tielemans over Xhaka. I've seen one of the person in the comment section, I don't remember his name, he told me that he doesn't want Tielemans at Arsenal because even trees run faster than Tielemans. I saw that as an insult, but he's entitled to his own opinion. But the fact is, if you've been watching Tielemans play, he's one of those players that he's wanted by every top club in the world. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, Juventus, Manchester United, PSG, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle. Guys, that does not come by mistake. To see to it that every club is in for Yuri Tielemans, it doesn't come mistakenly. It shows the quality of this player. This player is of pure quality. And the reason why he's not rated, it's because he's playing for Leicester City. If he upgrades from Leicester City and goes to maybe an Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, that's when people will come out and say that this player is really good. And to an Arsenal fan who doesn't like Yuri Tielemans, you should know that that's what you are doing is really wrong. How can you not like a player that is interested by your rivals to come at your club? That means he's of pure quality. He's of pure quality. And I don't want Arsenal fans to go on and really do the same thing they did on Lisandro Martinez. I saw most of them coming out and saying that he's short, he cannot play as a central defender. Now, if you are told as an Arsenal fan, be realistic. Of Gabriel Magalhaes and Martinez, Lisandro, who do you prefer playing into your central defense alongside William Saliba? I think every Arsenal fan is going to go in and say, I know, okay, most Arsenal fans will go on and say, all right, we made a mistake. You get? Lisandro Martinez has proven us wrong. And I believe one of the best central midfielders in the Premier League is Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans adds a lot to the team. In the situation where Arsenal is, they need a midfielder who can multitask. That is Tielemans. His work rate is undoubted. Obviously, his passing range is out of this world. The way he really dribbles that ball, and obviously, he finds line-breaking passes through the tunnels of all the lanes of the opponent's final third. That is something he does better than Partey and Granit Xhaka. Meaning that when you get him in that team, you know that now Xhaka cannot play 90 minutes. You get? Because you know that there is a player to come in and do what he's doing on the field of play. So he can also play as a CDM, but he is most importantly used as a box-to-box midfielder. He can also play as a centre-attack midfielder. Tielemans has a lot in him that Arsenal needs. So I believe this player is wanted by Arsenal, but one thing I disagree with the story coming in from the Sport is the £20 million. Arsenal cannot pay £20 million for this guy. They can't. The guy is left with 6 months to run his contract. And I believe the player would love to run the contract down and get some huge sign-on fee. That's it. He knows that there are teams that are really wanting him, and there's going to be a fight for him in the summer transfer window. Wait, I don't believe with the £20 million, but I agree Arsenal are preparing something for Yuri Tielemans. That's it. Arsenal are preparing something special for Yuri Tielemans, and maybe they might agree that he is going to join in the summer. Now, we've been told by 90 Football More that Arsenal will attempt to sign Leicester City midfielder Yuri Tielemans in January. 90 minutes, understands, but believe a summer transfer is most likely. This is what I've been talking about, that Arsenal cannot spend £20 million on Tielemans in January. However much they like him, he will tell Arteta, or Arteta will tell him, please, let's make it a point that you show up in the summer. That's it. Show up in the summer when you're free agent and sign for us. That's it. Play the rest of the 6 months and obviously do the needful and join us in the summer. But there must be something calling from Tielemans, because he would love to be part of history for the first Arsenal team to win the Premier League again since 2014. Arsenal last won the Premier League when they're invincible, they're unbeaten in the entire season. 2003-2004, that's when they last won the trophy. Those are 18 years back. And he might tell them, please, if at all you can pay out some money for me, I want to come and be part of that dream team. Obviously, Mikel Arteta would like Tielemans to be part of the team because he has always scouted him for the previous 2 years. He has been wanting this player, but the problem is they've not yet, they never reached the same ground on the amount of money they're supposed to pay for Leicester. Firstly, Arsenal were offering 45, Leicester wanted 65. Second summer, Arsenal came in through with 25, Leicester wanted 35 to 40 million pounds, and Arsenal couldn't pay that. And I believe they can't pay the same amount of money they're going to pay in January. But you can't really be too conclusive. You get to go to the extreme end. I believe there is a percentage that a deal of Tielemans to Arsenal can happen in January, and I can't rule that totally out. So I believe Yuri Tielemans is one of those players that Arsenal are really interested in, and let's wait and see where he is really going to be going in the January transfer window. And if it does not go out in the January transfer window, then we'll be waiting to see him playing for the Leicester City team until the summer. Obviously, by 1st June, by 30th June, he will be a free agent. Now, after that, Tomiyasu. I did a story in here indicating that Tomiyasu had returned to Arsenal camp in Dubai. This story was coming in from Japan, one of the credible sources from Japan, but I think they really misled us. Reason being, I've been waiting for photos of Tomiyasu training with other several teammates. He was nowhere to be seen. Thomas Partey is there. Photos have been seen. Matt Turner is there. Photos have been seen. Ben White, even Ramsdale, Martinelli are back, but Tomiyasu is not yet back. I don't know why. Now, Charles Watts, a credible source for Arsenal, has come out and given us an update on Tomiyasu Takahiro as to why he has not yet joined the Arsenal team in Dubai, where they've been undergoing the warm winter training camp in Dubai. He has told us that Tomiyasu did not go to Dubai following Japanese World Cup elimination, but he was doing some fitness work at London Conley. There is a chance he could feature, although likelihood is that he will be on the sidelines. Zinchenko remains a doubt. Now, you see, there have always been miscommunication. In Japan, they told us that he's going to Dubai. Now Charles Watt is telling us that Takahiro Tomiyasu flew directly back to London and he has been going or doing some fitness work at London Conley. That is also great because he was at Arsenal and maybe he has gone ahead to do the needful and find himself fit. That's why Charles Watt is telling us that this player might be available for picks when Mikel Arteta is picking his final 11 that's going to play against Juventus tomorrow or today, late in the night. That is a match that is happening at Emirates, Arsenal hosting Juventus. But has told us that Zinchenko remains a doubt, meaning that Zinchenko is not going to feature into that game of football. I see no reason of really hurrying back Zinchenko because he needs to rest, I believe. The reason as to why he's having recurring fallbacks or setbacks of injuries, it's because he's being hurried from injury after injury. The first injury he got and missed out on the games of Fulham, Aston Villa. He was hurried back and played the game of Manchester United. And after playing the game of Manchester United, he never played the game of Brentford because he was injured. So I believe he needs some good rest. And I know that the physios of Arsenal have mastered the art of giving these players the best advice to see to it that they will return back fully. If you look at Thomas Partey, ever since he returned back from injury on the game of Brentford, he has not missed out on any single game of Arsenal. He has gone ahead to play 3 consecutive World Cup games in Qatar for his national team Ghana, and he was not injured. So I think the same thing should be done for Zinchenko because I believe he's really a lad that is so much important for Arsenal's season. But these games of Juventus, West Ham, Brighton, I believe Kian can handle all Tomiyasu. They can go on and handle the team or the players that are really going to be attacking them from the right, attacking south the midfield, and they can do a very good backup for Zinchenko at the left back of Arsenal. Now, the other exciting story from Charles Watts, a goal correspondent for the Arsenal correspondent for goal. He has told us that Aaron Ramsdale, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli are set to sit the game against Juventus on Sunday out as they are integrated back into the squad over the next couple of days following their respective exits from the World Cup. Meaning that these players are back at London Conley training with Arsenal, but don't expect to see them take a part in the game of Arsenal versus Juventus at Emirates. That game is going to happen today, depending where you're watching us from, but it's going to happen today at Emirates. And let me see the time. Arsenal, where are you? 21 hours African time. That's it. 21 hours African time. That's when the game is going to take place. But don't expect Aaron Bissaka, Bukayo Saka, and Martinelli. But it's a good boost for Arsenal as they prepare for the game of West Ham at Emirates on the 26th. I think it comes in as a transfer boost to see to it that they found themselves in a particular way that can really see them play for their club again. Aaron Ramsdale never took part in any game of the World Cup. Bukayo Saka really played all the England games and he got out injured a little bit. That's the reason that was given for him going out of that game of France, as very many people came out and criticized the manager of England for really putting him out of action, yet he was a threat to Theo Fernandez, the left back of France. Obviously, the first penalty that resulted into leveling the game was as a result of fouling him in the 18-yard box area of France by Tielemans. Now, that is it for players that except from the World Cup. Gabriel Martinelli only never played the game that saw Croatia knock out Brazil. That's the only game they never played. But the rest of the games, Martinelli played them. Against Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, South Korea, he played all the 4 games. And the 5th game, where Brazil was knocked out, he was not played. Obviously, very many Arsenal fans were furious. And Brazilians down in South America came out and attacked Tite to see to it that he doesn't really know what to do, and that's why he went ahead to retire from the national team. Now, talking of Bukayo Saka, Reiss Nelson has come out and said the following in Bukayo Saka: even just saying his name, you smile. Bukayo is such a great kid, and of course, I just love watching him all the time, even in training. It's just amazing to see him play at the World Cup. I thought he played amazing. Obviously, Bukayo played amazing, but I've seen very many other intruders coming in through and throwing in statements that are really uncalled for. That Bukayo Saka, he's the most talented English player alive. Guys, we all have Bukayo Saka. You get? However much I support United, there are players at Arsenal that I love, and that have come out and admittedly showed my love for Martin Odegaard at Arsenal. I love Martin Odegaard. I believe from Kevin De Bruyne, he is another player that follows his footsteps as far as playing in the creative role in the Premier League is concerned. And I know very soon he's going to go ahead and overtake him because Odegaard is more talented, you get, than Kevin De Bruyne. But for Bukayo Saka, very many English players are better than Bukayo Saka, but that does not downplay how good this player is. He's one of the best. That is the best statement that people should come out and say. Bukayo Saka is one of the best young English players. One of the best, but he's not the best. He's not at the level of Foden, Jude Bellingham, those two. I believe there are other players so much talented, the likes of Trent, because Trent a season can get you the stats that Bukayo Saka produces. He can get you assists and goals. That is Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I believe Bukayo is really one of the best and he played well at the World Cup, but he's not the best English player. That's it. He's not the best English player. There are very many English good players, and I believe it's really going to take him more time to come on and prove that. But if at all he keeps the consistency of his performances, he can become, you never know what the future holds for him. But right now, he's not. I believe Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden are really ahead of him. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Rokani David is my name. Your reactions to Arsenal 20 million Tielemans offer to Leicester incoming. What are your thoughts about it? Then Tomiyasu returning at London Conley and doing his fitness tests. Then Bukayo Saka, Martinelli and Ramsdale returning, but they're not going to take part in the game of Juventus. What are your thoughts? And what do you think about Bukayo Saka being praised by his fellow teammate known as Reiss Nelson from London Conley? Thank you guys for watching in through. That's the last video of the day. Catch you tomorrow. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, and I hand you over the safe hands of the mighty Lord to watch you over in the night, and I cover you all in the mighty, precious blood of Jesus Christ. Why not say bye-bye? Because it's late. I would love to continue the conversation, but We can't until tomorrow. See you guys.